Let's talk about web application security. Why is web application security so important these days, and why is it also so complicated? Well, there's a few reasons, and we can look at it like this. First of all, the web is accessible by default, and it is built on common technologies. And what I mean by this is that the purpose of the web was to actually bring people together to share knowledge. And the way that it is designed, it's meant to be used without a lot of specialized knowledge, without very custom technologies to connect to it. It's really just the browser and an internet connection that you need for accessing things on the web. And if you think about it, that's kind of a good thing. But it's also something that makes it so much more susceptible to attacks because there's so much more exposure than, suppose, a private server listening on a custom protocol somewhere, either behind a firewall or on a private network. Websites and web applications, by their nature, are exposed. They're exposed to traffic from the outside world. And because they use such simple technologies, HTTP, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, the knowledge of these technologies is very easy to gain, and it's very easy for someone to start experimenting with trying different things in a web application, especially when you consider that most web applications, the way that they're built, they need to accept input, whether it's just a username and password, whether it's a search term, whether it's a post of some sort, some kind of a content form that somebody puts in their images or songs into. Most web applications are built for purposes of displaying something dynamic. And if you think about a website like SoundCloud or Instagram or any of the social media platforms out there, if you think about sites like eBay or Etsy or Amazon where people can sell stuff, all of these include ways for people to somehow provide content. And being able to accept that content is part of what makes those platforms powerful, because if you had to restrict what people can post, then there would be fewer people interested in using those applications, and actually the power of them would be reduced by a lot. And of course, nowadays, a lot of people's entertainment comes through the web. And so web applications need to be able to do things much more scalably and reliably. But with that also comes the addition of new technologies that all the modern web browsers and web platforms have to support. And each time that you introduce new technology into the mix, you can also bring in new vulnerabilities and new surfaces for threats to emerge from and for attacks to happen on. And this need for using the web as an entertainment portal, as a social portal, as a commerce portal, really is what makes the web such a hard place to protect. And of course, it's a very lucrative target. And the reason for that is because of the above mentioned reasons. There's so many people doing business through the web nowadays. All the biggest companies in the world have websites, they have commerce of one sort or another that goes through the web. Everybody wants to have you sign up for an account through them. So there's a lot of user data that's out there. And for a lot of people, user data is a lucrative target because they can sell it sometimes on the black market on the internet. And oftentimes what people are looking for is to breach a web application and expose the user data so that they can figure out what their credentials are and then try and use them. Other places, banking and other financial institutions, they have their applications available via the web. So if somebody can get in there illegally, sometimes they can perform financial operations. Sometimes they can steal money. Or, there's so many reasons somebody might have some kind of malicious intent, whether it's stalking, whether it's defamation, political reasons, hate crimes. There's so many reasons that somebody might want to use applications on the web in a illegal or illicit manner. And that's what makes the web such a big target nowadays. And because of this, there's a group called OWASP, which is the Open Web Application Security Project, that have come up with this top 10 list that they keep updated. The latest is the 2017 version, and it's the 10 most critical web application security risks. And this is something that cybersecurity professionals know to respect and know to pay attention to. And it's the basis for a lot of the work that happens in protecting web applications. And it's where a lot of the tooling goes to look at what to protect against and what to configure for. And we're going to go through all 10 of the OWASP top 10, and we are going to see how a risk might look in a modern web application, and also how we can protect against such a risk.